Missile and drone strikes are being directed at Ukrainian infrastructure and the priority target has shifted to port
and other grain facilities, pushing global food prices up and testing Allied resolve. Russia has in the early hours of Monday, the facilities themselves were struck, one of them right on the border with NATO member Romania. Ukraine still has rail and road shipment options, but Russian strikes are crippling its ability. Has been pretty relentless for the past few months, stretching Ukrainian air defenses and hinting at the extent to which Russia has been able to maintain its production of long-range missiles. I think it's two things. I think that the Russians are able to sustain, but also that they have innovated right. None of us expected them to use the Shahed drones, and they're dirt cheap economically and in terms of the supply of advanced weapons, and even if the Western consensus to do that can be maintained, you do hear worries being expressed now in Whitehall about next year in the U.S. presidential election and whether that won't force some kind of rethink of Western strategy. And while the recent native summit in Vilnius showed a strengthening of ties between Ukraine and some key European players, it's now U.S. reticence and that's going to change, everything. So President Biden has said we, the U.S. government, will stand with Ukraine for as long as it takes it. And if you go back and remember the Trump years, he's not a big fan of NATO. Would he defund NATO? So as Ukrainian troops struggle for advantage on the battlefield, the pressure could hardly be greater from Russian attacks, from a shortage of munitions, and from a sense that the patience of their American ally may be waning.